Hey everyone, Genome here. I'm just going to shoot a quick little video on something I briefly touched upon in some other videos, and someone actually sort of encouraged me to shoot a video about. This video is going to be about the very first comic book that I've ever owned. Once again, I think the very first ones were way back in the early 80s. The little comic books came with toys. Back then, like the Transformers and He-Man and all that. But you know, what was I, like 5 or 6 when I got those, so I don't remember any of them at all. But this one I got when I was around 10 or 11 years old as a gift for some friends, and incredibly, I still have it. I can't believe I still have this thing. I got this in, I want to say, well, see, the book came out in 86. I'm pretty sure I got this in 86 or 7. But it is none other than West Coast Avengers number 16. Oh boy, is this book in bad shape though. Let me see if I can get a little closer for you. Yeah, look at that. This is what they call, in the old days, a well-thumbed copy. I mean, it is horrible. It's never been in a case. As you can see, the cover is optional on this thing, and the inside looks like parchment that the Constitution was written on. But you know, I have some great fond memories of this book. Who knows how many times I've read it. And I actually just read it again recently, and I haven't read this book probably in, it's probably been in the box for the last 25 years, easily. So I actually kind of wanted to revisit it, see if it's still any good or not. And yeah, it's still pretty good. I mean, it's not, it's definitely on a smaller scale than you expect for a lot of comic books, especially involved with the Avengers, West Coast or otherwise. It has a real good focus in here on Hank Pym, and actually, this is back when Hank Pym was having some pretty substantial problems in his personal life, and he was a character with a lot of flaws, which was kind of not really the norm for a lot of comic book characters. A lot of them were just written as, you know, goody two-shoes perfect, and Hank was definitely not perfect. In fact, it was shown in the past that he had actually beaten his wife a few times, and it cost him his career and his place in the Avengers, and he basically stepped out of the superhero game. But while this book touches on that just a little bit in some flashback scenarios, it's not really about that. It's about Hank Pym coming to grips with his new status, which is basically just the helper of the West Coast Avengers. Now he does their technical work and a little bit of science work, but he's just an everyday Joe anymore. So it's kind of interesting. It's got Hellcat and Tiger in there, two characters I didn't really see much in later stuff. But then again, I wasn't a huge Avengers guy. In fact, out of the West Coast Avengers, I think I only liked Hawkeye and Wonder Man a little bit. But it's interesting. There's a little plot in here about the cats landing on their feet. No, I guess pun definitely intended. Taking down a couple of bad guys. But we're not talking like A-listers here. We're talking about, what was his name? Tiger Shark and Whirlwind. So yeah, like I said, these are not exactly Thanos and, and Galactus and all that on the threat scale. But you know, hey, it's an instant little plot. I like it. Actually, upon reading about it, it's not very much action in this book. It's actually a lot more dialogue, introspection, and it's not bad. I mean, for what it is, it's not bad. And it's kind of a funny introduction to comic books for someone, because this is not the kind of book you expect to get people coming back for more. But I did, and it cost me a lot of money over the years, wasting all my money as a teen between sports cards and comic books. I couldn't save a penny back then. But yeah, so that was the first one. West Coast Avengers number 16, November of 1986. What a great year, huh? And the artwork's actually pretty good too. Let's see who it is real fast here. Let's see. Looks like Al Milgrom. Excuse me. It looks like Al Milgrom and Joe Sinnott, and then Christy Sheely. I don't know how to pronounce her name. But yeah, this is back in the Jim Shooter days too. So obviously it's going to be a pretty quality product. So yep, there it is. So just a quickie video. Didn't mean to ramble on about it, but it was something I actually wanted to do, and I couldn't believe I found it again. Oh, and as a final note, it's got kind of a funny little title there, Tale of Two Kitties, you know, for those fans of good literature in the past. I'll have some more videos coming up here shortly. I want to do another movie review or two. I may have an interview lined up of someone that really I wasn't expecting to, but we'll see. Those are pretty hard to get together, and just finding a time this time of year it's not easy. I got a lot going on right now, and I'm back in the house. So once again, you can see I haven't got my studio set up. I'm just sitting here in my little office shooting this. But anyway, this has gone long enough, so don't forget to like and subscribe. If you got a comment, please leave it down below. I'd love to hear from you guys, and stay tuned for more in the near future. Until then, this is Genome out.